Sawadee everyone, I'm Shrimp. Welcome to another video where I explore my idea for my fan-made Pokemon region, the Siam region, based on my home country, Thailand. In this video, I want to explore designing early game Pokemon that are not on the early route, something similar to Naked, Seedot, Lotad, and Rockruff of my region. But first, I want to talk about something. Well, you see, my video takes a long time to make and the algorithm doesn't like the way I'm not uploading very consistently. So, if you watch this and like it, please consider liking the video. And if you want more of the art and the Fakemon content, please subscribe. It might not seem much, but it means a lot to me. Alright, back to the video. Okay, so the first idea I want for my Pokédex is a 3-stage line Pokémon based on cockfighting, with each one representing a chick, a cockerel, and a fully grown rooster. But just like many modern Pokemon design, I'm not just going to make the Pokemon version of the animal and call it a day. It needs to have character development. Alright, we start fresh from the egg. The first stage is a little egg-shaped chick that is very weak and can't properly defend itself yet, which makes it an easy target for other Pokemon to bully it. As you can see, it also had head bumps on its head and also trying its best to not cry. Now let's meet Sherpur, the chick Pokemon. From Sherp and Pur. Being weak and can't defend itself against the bully Pokemon, it always gets picked on by many. The only way it can do is cry out loud and try to run away. Now it's time to fight back, or should I say, it's revenge time. After Sherpur has evolved, it becomes more edgy and tries to avenge the Pokemon that used to bully it in its previous form. However, this revenge obsession makes it a reckless fighter, and can be a double-edged sword because even if it learns how to fight, it still doesn't know its limit, making it hurt itself in almost every battle. And now, in the red corner, introducing Kikiri, the rookie Pokemon. From Kick, Rookie, and Kikiriki, which is the sound rooster make in Spanish. Evolved from Sherpur at level 15. After learning to fight, Kikiri always tries to avenge the Pokemon that used to pick on it when it was a Sherpur. However, it fights recklessly and often hurts itself more than winning most of the time. When time passes and it's become more mature, Kikiri evolved once more. Now it finally knows that revenge is not everything, and it should use its power to fight to protect other Pokemon. It now becomes the hero, hence the facial part in its design, inspired by the red glasses in Gurren Lagann, and the red eagle, which is the classic Thai superhero movie. Well, even if the Pokemon itself is not an eagle, it is partly inspired by the fable about the eagle who lives among the chickens. But this time, it is the rooster who is as brave as an eagle and ready to soar the sky to protect the other for the greater good. As you can see, this Pokemon evolution line character development comes full circle. Sherpur is the kid who gets bullied. Kikiri tries to avenge the bully. And finally, Ragard stands up to protect the other Pokemon from the bullies. Ragard, the rooster Pokemon. From Raka, which is Thai for the rooster Chinese zodiac, and guard, as it guard and defends the other Pokemon. Evolved from Kikiri at level 28. Upon learning how to be a good fighter, Ragard always tried to protect weak Pokemon from being picked on. It completely abandons the idea of revenge, as it finally knows that it has no enemies. Since we are just done with the brave hard hero Pokemon, how about something the polar opposite this time? Well, you see, two of the most popular and iconic Thai ghosts are Krasue and Krahang, and I love to try my takes on making the Pokemon version of them. But there is a problem, and it's that there are already a handful of ghost-type Pokemon I have planned for this region. So I have to get creative with my concept this time around. So Krasue is a Southeast Asian ghost who is a woman with a floating head and a glowing inner organs. But most of the time when people report their found footage of Krasue on video, they are mostly just a mysterious glowing light from the distance far away, similar to will-o-wisps. Well, what if instead of making visually Krasue Pokemon, I make a nocturnal Pokemon whose eyes glows in the dark and likes to sneak into people's ranches and gardens to steal their crops, which make most people in the rural area mistake its action as a trick from the mischievous spirit, with its glowing body part that can only be seen at night, hence why it's a dark type. And the animal fitting for this role is none other than the Siamese green-eyed gecko. Well, I need some reptile for my region, so it is a perfect candidate. Now, let me introduce you to Geklow, the Shining Eyes Pokemon. From Gecko and Glow. Its eyes glow in the dark as it steals crops from people's ranches. Many people in the old times used to think that its shining eyes from afar were an evil spirit. Okay, it's time for its evolution. This time it is inspired by Krahang, the male counterpart of Krasue, who is mostly depicted as a shirtless man flying using round winnowing basket as a pair of wings while riding a rice-pouting pestle. And no, this evolution is not male exclusive. Like its pre-evolution, the nocturnal behavior and the glowing eyes make people think it is a flying spirit when it has been seen in the darkness. By the way, it is also inspired by Flying Gecko to keep the reptile motif. Gekglider, the Flying Gecko Pokemon. From Gecko and Glider. Evolved from Geklow when exposed to the dark stone. It soars high at night, sneaking into people's houses and stealing food. When being seen in the dark, many mistook it for a scary ghost. Before I round up this video, let me make one more Pokemon for this region. Remember the map video I made? If you have not seen it yet, I recommend watching it after this video because who knows, I might make a Pokemon that tie to the specific location again, just like this one. So near the player hometown there is the Copper Crown ruin based on the Seatep historical park. And at this place, there are many dwarf ogre statues that are very iconic to this area. Look, they are even have the ice cream inspired by them. How can I not turn this into the Pokemon? The concept is simple, but it takes me so much time to make because I don't know what kind of body shape I want when I start drawing it. To be honest, I'm not 100% proud of this design yet, so maybe I will redesign them in the future. Laboger, the ancient constructor Pokemon from Labor and Ogre. Born from the ancient technology from the region to the west, this Pokemon was brought to Siam and neighboring regions to construct the ancient ruins. Not many of them has been left nowadays, but some can still be found around the Cropper Crown ruin. And that is all for today. Again, liking, subscribing, and commenting on my video and my channel helps a lot with the algorithm. Anyway, I'm Shrimp. See you again next time. Bye!